Today is Sunday, June 9th, 2019. The course title is Korean and Vietnam War. The instructor of this course is Professor Robert Ritchie. My name is Jeffrey Clough, and I will be interviewing Mr. Bob Howard. Good to see you today, Mr. Howard.
Hey Jeff, how are you today?
All right. So 10 questions for you. First one, what did you understand to be your mission in Vietnam?
I had the slightest idea what my mission was going to be in Vietnam. We just went over there on a plane and you landed, and I was in a training class where they was talking about landmines. You don't throw anything away. If you throw a cup away, a tin cup, they can put a grenade in it. You'll pull it out. They put a rope or something or a fishing line, anything across the road, pull it out. And that was one of their tactics in the war. And while in this training class, they called me out. One specialist, Howard, scared me to death. I had no idea what was going on because there's like 300 to 400 people in this training class. So I go down and I sit in front of a full bird colonel. I'd never even seen a full bird colonel. A captain was the highest ranking person I'd seen. And his first question he asked is, he said, "I see you go to the Church of God." And I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, do you drink or smoke?" And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "Well, I'm considering you for a top secret position. And we don't want somebody to be drinking and give out information, or they had a problem with marijuana then. So if you didn't smoke, then more than likely you wouldn't take marijuana." So that's how I got selected. And he said, "Is anything in your life to prevent you from getting a top secret clearance?" And I said, "No, sir." So he told me to go, and this E-7 Air Force member told me this story. And he said, "Okay, go type this." So I went back and typed up what he said and come back, and the colonel said, "Well, congratulations, Specialist Howard, you're now going to be assigned to the military history branch." So that's how I got there and assigned to the military history branch.
Right. Oh. Okay, so was your mission or position one of major risks?
Absolutely not. I was in a compound with General Abrams. It was the most secure area in all of Vietnam. It's where I worked. But then where our barracks was, we had to go through this one area, and that was not very secure because you didn't know who the enemy was. They may be someone cleaning during the day that would be a Viet Cong at night. So sort of like what's going on now in Southeast Asia and all that in Afghanistan. You don't really know who your enemy is.
Right. Okay. Did you ever encounter any degree of danger?
Well, there was always danger because they were mortar attacks coming in to where we were bunked at. And one day on the way, because we walked to work, somebody put some mines in a bicycle and parked the bicycle. It blew up after I'd already walked past the bicycle. But that's the way it is in the United States now. You just never know where the risk, you never know what's going to happen. So you're always at risk. You always got to pay attention to your surroundings.
Yes, sir. Now, how demanding was your role during the war?
Well, war is 24/7. You don't have day or night. We worked basically 6 days a week from 8 to 6 every day. So you didn't have much fun time. You actually worked every day.
Okay. So quite demanding, man.
Very demanding.
Did you feel that your mission or sense of purpose was fulfilled?
Well, actually, in working with the military history, I would say yes, because I helped record the Vietnam War for people for 100 years in the future can look back and read the things that took place that I helped record. So I think it's very beneficial on my aspect.
Now, how long did you hold your position?
For 1 year. And in my position, there were only like 12 of us. And I had a full bird colonel in the Army, a Navy commander, very high ranking officers in the offices that information came in from all 4 branches, and then we compiled it and recorded the history.
Okay. So in your time of service, what can you recall as your most memorable experience?
Eating breakfast. The reason I say that is because I learned that everyone is important, and I may have breakfast with a 3-star general, and just because you're a certain individual and somebody else has other benefits that you didn't have, that don't make you less important.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I learned.
Right. It all works together.
It all works together. And well, I'll say this also, when you're there, bullets don't care if you're black or white, educated or non-educated.
Yeah.
So like I say, war is bad.
I believe it. Yeah. So, what would you have done differently in terms of the mission and its parameters?
I wouldn't have changed anything.
No.
I count it actually a blessing to have served in the position that I served.
Yes, sir. In terms of significance, what is your opinion on the United States' involvement in Vietnam?
The involvement in Vietnam was totally political.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing was that they were trying to stop the domino effect of the communists as it was taking over Southeast Asia, and that was the so-called reason for the war. But it was political, not military. The military could have probably come in and won the war in 2 or 3 years. But the way it was, they could come and shoot you here, but you couldn't go back and shoot them. I think it was a 30-second parallel or something that you couldn't cross to go back.
All right.
It's like a base. You know, they could come and do something to you, but as long as they got back over here, well, you couldn't do anything back to them.
All right. And how did your participation in the war impact your life afterward?
Well, actually, the chemical warfare that was used over there, the Agent Orange, I've got diabetes from Agent Orange.
Really?
Yeah. So that's one of the things that's impacted me. But one of the benefits, I think, it gave me more self-confidence as a positive note.
Right. Well, I thank you, Mr. Howard.
Well, you're welcome, Jeff. Glad to
and
share with you.
Yes, sir. So, and that concludes this interview.